They shipped thousands of automated emails last week, and the pipeline evaporated, not because the model was bad, but because nobody agreed what good looked like.
Curious. This is the Agentic Executive. Today, we look at the exact failure you just heard and how a one-page SLO stops it from happening again.
Quick promise. You'll get one clean insight. Predictable delegation requires explicit execution contracts, not a checklist of model tweaks, and a 6-line SLO template you can paste into a repo in 24 hours. Start with the distinction people skip: intent versus observable outcome. Saying improve outreach quality is intent, fine. But what do you measure? Conversion rate? Precision at top 5? Mean time to resolution? Pick one metric that is directly tied to value and measurable for every run.
For research synthesis, for example, you might choose % of summaries with 2 corroborated claims and a source link. Specific, checkable, and it forces the agent to deliver what humans actually care about.
Exactly. And keep the metrics simple. No heavy composites in the first pass. Complexity slows learning and hides failure modes. Run a shadow or A/B. Gather real data fast.
Short note, cheap validation beats clever definitions. If you can't check the metric with a small sample inside a day, pick a different metric.
Next, escalation and credit. Decide when the agent must stop and a human must own the decision. If the cost of a false positive is greater than an interruption, escalate. Route to a named owner. Don't send it to the team.
Right. Named ownership matters. It removes ambiguity and speeds decisions.
I want to push back slightly. If you make escalation too cheap, you create constant friction if every edge case moves to a human.
You lose the leverage you hoped AI would buy. Exactly. So what's the operational trade-off? Start conservative, yes, but avoid gridlock. Short interjection. Name the fallback now. Don't leave it implicit. Safe mode must be defined in the SLO.
Observability. You don't need infinite logs. For every decision, capture 3 things: input snapshot, the principal metric outcome, and the decision path, including confidence. Sample more for escalations and edge cases.
Then instrument alerts around the principal metric and escalation volume. Keep alerts low noise. Trigger on deviations beyond acceptance range or sudden rises in escalations. Weekly spot audits close the loop.
All of this compresses into a 6-line SLO you can paste into a repo. I'll read it in 2 passes so you can copy it directly. Lines 1 through 3 first. Line 1. Objective. What business outcome the agent should produce. Line 2. Principal metric. One measure of success and the acceptance threshold. Line 3. Scope. Allowed inputs, transformations, and the time window for action.
Right. Those 3 lines force clarity on intent and measurability before you ever run the agent.
Now lines 4 through 6. Line 4. Escalation rule. Confidence cutoff, named owner, and fallback. Line 5. Observability, minimum logs, and sampling rate. Line 6. Validity and review, initial 24-hour window, audit cadence, and who signs to expand autonomy.
That checklist fits on a single page and forces the conversations teams usually skip.
3 examples. Tight. Sales outreach. Objective. Book demos. Metric. Demos per 1,000 emails greater than or equal to 2.5%. Scope. Contacts with intent X, no price commitments. Escalation. Predicted booking probability between 10 to 20%, routes to SDR lead. Observability. Log subject, score, reply text for 1% sample. Validity. 24-hour shadow run before scale.
Research synthesis. Objective. One-page exec syntheses with top 3 claims and sources. Metric. GN 90% syntheses with at least 2 corroborated claims. Escalation. Corroboration confidence less than 70% sends to analyst. Observability. Store input docs and claims for all escalations and 5.
Ops automation. Objective: auto triage and apply remediation. Metric: mean time to restore within policy window greater than or equal to 95%. Escalation: if remediation touches access control or impacts greater than N hosts, pause and call on-call owner. Observability: record executed steps, system snapshot, and outcome for every run. Validity: start with a 24-hour canary on non-critical services.
Common mistakes, vague escalation targets, metrics that reward irrelevant behavior, and over-relying on internal confidence scores. Those are cheap mistakes. Fix them early.
Mitigations in one line. Keep contracts micro, validate with a shadow run or small A/B, and design escalation as lightweight checkpoints with named fallbacks. Limit human approvals to true exceptions. Your leverage depends on it.
One practical tip I want to add: version your SLOs. Attach a one-line changelog entry whenever you relax or tighten a threshold. That makes rollback simple after a model update.
Your fastest learning loop. Pick one workflow. Paste the 6-line SLO. Run the agent in shadow mode for 24 hours. Collect the principal metric and escalation count. Then decide. Expand, tighten, or redefine. Real evidence beats argument.
Right. Data over debate.
3-line recap. 1. Predictable delegation requires explicit execution contracts, not just better models. 2. One principal metric, clear escalation with named owners, and minimal observability are enough to start. 3. Run a 24-hour shadow experiment and iterate. Make your next move count. Stay agentic.
If you want to start now, copy the 6-line template we read, paste it into the repo for one workflow, and run a shadow day. You'll get the evidence you need to expand safely.
You've been listening to the Agentic Executive. Apply what you learned today and make your next move count. If this episode tightened your delegation strategy, subscribe for daily intelligence briefings for high-leverage operators. Stay agentic.